major part of the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra's mission and work is education. From music for the very young to the youth orchestra and family concerts, the ASO and its 85 musicians reach hundreds of thousands of students each year. These programs look a little different this year, but they live on. Tonight, we shine a spotlight on the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra's Talent Development Program, which provides rigorous musical training to young Black and Latinx musicians preparing for a career in classical music. The Talent Development Program was co-founded 27 years ago by Azira G. Hill and Mary Gramling, both of whom are still actively involved today. So sit back and soak in the talent on display at one of the longest-running musical education diversity programs in the country.
The Talent Development Program was an initiative started by our gracious founders, Mrs. Azira Hill and Miss Mary Gramling, who saw a need to help young Black students in the city of Atlanta have the opportunity to become more enriched in the classical music side, while also helping to bring the African American community into the Atlanta Symphony Hall for concerts.
There was no education program. And when we started asking what is it that is such a, not great participation in the youth symphony, for instance, they say that most Blacks don't know how to audition. So I said, well, why not teach them? So then that's how, talent development started. But this committee originally was to try to increase the audience development. And so, because we thought that, when you see music played by a Black person, you want to do what they are doing because they are examples and inspiration. But the mission was to try to increase the participation and that would reflect the population. When the program started, we were asked to raise the budget. So we raised, at that point, we raised over $100,000. And as you see, when you look at the programs, you can see how the talent development that came later has gained respect.
TDP is unique in the way that it's not just, students come in, they work with the teacher, and then that's it. We also have a lot of mentorship opportunities. Along with their teachers, we also have volunteers, alumni parents that we like to pair our new families with that really help keep them focused and diligent in what they're required to do to be successful in TDP.
It all started when I was 8 years old. I was given the chance to play piano. I always listened to my brother play Bach, the Bach Inventions especially, and I thought I'd give it a shot. I didn't like piano because you had to use two hands. You had to read two lines, and that was kind of hard. The orchestra teacher gave me the bass, and I thought it was cool because it was really big. What I did with my free time was I practiced.
I started playing piano when I was about 5 years old, and I actually added the cello about 5 years later. So I was about at age 10 when I started playing the cello. I chose the cello because it sounds a lot like the human voice, and so I really loved its deep tones, but also I just think the range is very incredible. I thought, since I'm a Black musician who could possibly aspire to be a professional musician, I thought this would be a great thing for me to be involved in, so I decided to audition, and here I am.
All right, wait, snap it before or after? All right, Joshua Williams, take one. Oh, that was bad, hold on. Joshua Williams, take one. When I play music, I feel alive. I feel like myself. I feel like I can do anything. And I don't know, if I could be the only one to play music in the world, I don't think I would. It's just so collaborative. I did want to be a pilot when I was younger, but after going to band class and having so much fun just playing music, I just knew that that's what I really wanted to do. Around the end of middle school, when I auditioned for Atlanta Symphony Orchestra's Talent Development Program, that's when it really kind of went into high gear for me.
He had this garbage can of a tuba. It was beat up, it had fallen down, it had huge dents in it. One thing that really impressed me about him is he would come up with these ingenious alternate fingerings in order to play that horn in tune. TDP assisted in that. They had a Text for Tubas campaign where people would text money to help purchase instruments. It was great.
I know for me personally, without the talent development program, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today. I'd be doing something else like engineering or something, and I definitely would not have had a chance to get into Juilliard.
We know that learning outcomes are improved by music education, and it's core to the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra mission, has been from the very outset. Each year, the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra reaches over 150,000 students, and we're really proud of our tradition to support the community in this way, particularly through music education.
We're building the future. Not only future audience, future musicians, but even if these kids who are exposed to music don't go into music, they really benefit from being exposed to it. And the ones who study music, even if they don't continue on in a professional realm, they benefit immensely from the requirement of just dedication and hard work, and seeing that hard work pay off.
I think what's been the most rewarding, quite frankly, is to see the skills that students who study an instrument attain, and are able to utilize for anything in their life.
I think the talent development program has a lot to offer, especially ASO concerts. It's great to see all the professional musicians, and you can actually take a lot of things away from them. Their playing style, their intonation, all the techniques.
As a young performer, I didn't have the resources and the guidance to go from point A to point B. I just didn't know where to go. So ever since I auditioned to the talent development program, they had this blueprint built to get me from point A to point B.
Over the past 3 years, our recent graduates have been offered a total of $3 million in scholarship, and they've been able to go on to schools such as Juilliard, the Cleveland Institute of Music, San Francisco Conservatory, Indiana Jacobs School of Music, and the University of Michigan. And so it's been great to see how they've come through the program and how they've progressed to get to that level, and we're excited to see where they go forward in their musical careers after that. Well, some of our alumni, such as cellist Kari Joyner, he went to Juilliard, and now he's successfully working with the Manus College of Music Preparatory Division. He's also been one of our alums that have been able to come back home and perform with the Atlanta Symphony, and he just recently gave a cello masterclass to our current TDP cellist students.
I'm a 2011 graduate of the Talent Development Program, and I never quite expected my career to look the way that it does. My plan was to play an orchestra. That was about it. But as I went through my college years, many things happened that helped me change my course and really explore the world of entrepreneurship. I'm now the founder and executive director of Challenge the Stats, which is an organization that empowers artists of color and uses music as a tool for social justice.
Some of the graduates that we are most impressed with since they finished TDP, like Mekhi Gladden, who's gone on to Curtis, and he's had the opportunity to perform with the ASO as well, and also for the Princeton Symphony Orchestra. Drew Ford is a very well-known alumni of our program. He's built his social media empire since graduating. Many of you may know him as That Viola Kid. He's currently out in Los Angeles, still actively performing, but also working and helping aspiring music students build their social media and marketing base as well.
We're really excited to see that other orchestras across the United States are looking to the Talent Development Program as a model. and they are looking to see what we've done to replicate that in their own communities. We're so thankful for Mrs. Azira Hill for her inspired idea to start the talent development program and to see how it's grown and to see that it's a model throughout the orchestral field.
Success was that the students were serious about the music, that they studied, that they progressed, they made tremendous progress. You know, how they stood and how they spoke and how they act, because we were there to nurture them, because all of that was part of it. That's the reward. That's the reward. Even if they don't say anything and you see the progress, you know, you see the accomplishments, that to me is my accomplishment as well. And I'm glad that my husband encouraged me to do this.
The thing about playing bass is that there's not much repertoire for it. So if you can't play any more music, what do? You make it. The piece that I wrote, that I played with the Atlanta Symphony, is called For Justice and Peace, based off the 400th anniversary of the first time slaves arrived in Jamestown, Virginia.
Xavier was winner of the 2018 Avery Fisher Career Grant and the first prize winner of the 2014 Sphinx Award.
Since I am from Marietta, Georgia, and since I was in the Atlanta Symphony Youth Orchestra, I would not have thought that in the future I would be a featured soloist with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra.
This program was sponsored by the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra and PNC. Make today the day.